Good evening. Would everyone please rise for the flag salute and presentation of the colors, which will be led by members of the Washington Township ROTC Color Guard. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as NHS member Bailey Ratcliffe sings the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? You may now be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce the principal of Washington Township High School, Mr. Raymond F. Anderson III.
Good evening, everyone. Before we start, I just want to take a moment. That was an absolutely amazing rendition of our national anthem. Let's give her a round of applause. Not in my script either. So good evening once again, everyone. Tonight is definitely one of the most special evenings of the year for our students here at Washington Township High School. Tonight is also very dear to the parents, teachers, sponsors, administrators, and the Board of Education, all of whom are here to recognize and honor their students and children and applaud them for their hard work, dedication, and the special qualities that each one possesses. The students we have assembled here tonight are the best of the best. Not only do they excel in academics, but they are active members of our community. We have scholars, athletes, club members, leaders, community servants, and employees gaining work experience all in one room. So students, first, be proud of the work you have done and look forward to the successful future that is on the horizon for each of you. Parents, guardians, families, smile brightly with pride at the thought of the success of your children and the lives that await them in the coming years. Sponsors, you have made such an impact on these students, probably more than you had ever realized, especially when you start to read some of the messages they have for you. You are here tonight for a reason. You have played an integral role in the success of our students, and we take this opportunity to honor and extend our gratitude to you this evening. Being an NHS is not only an honor, but rather a responsibility, a promise and a commitment to continued academic excellence, Additional community service and continued involvement in sports and extracurriculars are a major part and a required part of the continued NHS experience. So we have quite a few special guests here this evening, and I would like to take the time to introduce some of them to you tonight. First of all, seated up front with us, our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Jack McGee. Our Director of Secondary Education, Dr. Stephen Greger. Our Director of Elementary Education, Mrs. Gretchen Gerber. Our Executive Assistant Principal here at the high school, Mr. John Savarese. Assistant Principal here at the high school, Mr. Joseph Zakowski. Principal of Birches Elementary School, Mrs. Tricia Holmes. Member of the Board of Education, Elaine Clancy. Sincerely hope I didn't miss anyone. Thank you all for being here tonight to share in the success of our students. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Superintendent of Schools for a few words, the one and only Mr. McGee.
I am honored to having been asked to say a few words to our students, families, and parents tonight at this wonderful occasion. I congratulate all of our students for being honored tonight for their achievements in character, community service, leadership, and scholarship. This affirms, honors, and celebrates your exceptional hard work and dedication that you have displayed. I congratulate our parents, families, and friends for showing your love, motivation for our students' success, and your unconditional support. I thank our NHS advisors, the faculty here at the high school, our sponsors, any of our supervisors, Mr. Anderson and his administrative team, for allowing me to speak tonight, and for all the incredible work you all do each and every day. Character defines a person in terms of who they are, how they think and act, and conduct themselves in life. Having good character will help you be confident in your daily choices, identifying what is important to you, and it will help you develop integrity, which in part is a formula for strength, truthfulness, and building relationships with others, which is a foundation for success. Community service is a tremendous way to serve others and will make a most significant difference in your life, both to and for you and those around you whom you serve. It makes your life so worthwhile. Leadership helps you build and grow a sense of purpose for you in life and the lives of others that you lead and interact with. Many careers are available to those who want to develop into some form of a leader. Having leadership traits will help you through life in many ways to fulfill your dreams and fulfill your goals. It will shape you as an individual, help shape your family, the society we live in, you live in, our nation, and our world. Scholarship is not just good grades, but congratulations for attaining that at a National Honor Society level. Scholarship can be viewed in part as a lifelong love of learning. In the end, it's the sum of many small choices. Each time you've decided you want to learn something, that experience can be so rewarding that the next time some things become a little easier and even more rewarding because of how much you have and continue to build your capacity. Lifelong learning becomes a habit, and knowing you have mastered a difficult subject and built a challenging skill set is an awesome reward. The world can become richer and fulfilling for you as a result. So continue to build and hone these traits as you move forward in life. For our seniors, you've left an indelible mark here at WTHS, and your legacy will last forever. I will continue to serve this district, giving you all my very best as we continue now in 2023 school year. Enjoy and cherish each and every day. Thank you for being you. Thank you, everyone. So at this time, for our NHS welcome, please give a warm welcome to Mrs. Alexandria Ackley, NHS Co-Advisor.
Thank you for joining us as we honor our new inductees, as well as provide an opportunity for our seniors to recognize staff that have left a mark on their academic careers. Students, you are all here because you have excelled in the classroom, in extracurriculars, and have also given back to your community. Your unwavering determination to give the best of yourself to your studies and the community is a reflection upon your character. You should feel honored to be sitting here tonight. You should also feel challenged to continue to give of yourself in the classroom, on the field or court, and to various areas of the community. Challenge yourself to maintain a high standard of character and do the right thing even when no one is watching. As an advisor and a coach, there are some quotes that I always live by. One of them is, everyone needs a leader. Every member of a team has the ability to support the group to help work towards a goal. The best teams have different types of leaders: vocal, mentoring, hard workers, educational, etc. But all of these leaders have an impact. Identify your role and lead with intent. I challenge all of you to lead in the aspect that you have the greatest strength. Lead with intention and continue to make a difference in the lives of those around you. Congratulations on an outstanding achievement, and keep pushing to demonstrate the 4 pillars of National Honor Society in your everyday life. I now have the pleasure of welcoming Victoria Capone to discuss the pillars of the National Honor Society.
Thank you, Mrs. Ackley. Good evening and welcome to the Washington Township High School's National Honor Society induction. My name is Victoria Capone and I am a member of the National Honor Society Executive Committee. On behalf of the National Honor Society Executive Committee, I welcome you tonight to share this wonderful opportunity to recognize our NHS members who have consistently followed our 4 pillars of our organization: scholarship, leadership, character, and service. Each of our NHS members have embodied these pillars through their high school career and take great pride in these standards to make them members of the National Honor Society. Exemplifying these pillars in our lives have helped us succeed in our academics here at the high school, as well as become active and caring members in our community. On behalf of all of the members of the National Honor Society, I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight. It is my pleasure to introduce NHS Executive Board member Billy Haggerty, who will be sharing the history of the National Honor Society.
Thank you, Tori. In 1921, the National Association of Secondary School Principals officially established the National Honor Society. Under the leadership of Dr. Edward Nearison, the organization grew from the original Alpha chapter at his 5th Avenue Street in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to more than 1,000 chapters by the end of 1930. Equipped with a constitution, an emblem, a motto, and a group of dedicated principals as educators and coordinators, the new NHS organization quickly developed into the country's most leading educational groups. The National Honor Society elevates a school's commitment in recognizing the values of scholarship, leadership, service, and character in their student body. These 4 pillars have been associated with membership in the organization since its inception. Membership in the NHS not only recognizes students for their accomplishments, but also challenges them to further develop involvement in school activities and community service. The National Honor Society members in school, like ours, cares not only about student engagement and achievement, but also about community service. I would like to now introduce my fellow member of the Executive Board, Tanji Morshed, who will discuss our first pillar, scholarship.
Thank you, Billy. Scholarship is one of the 4 pillars that is associated with the National Honor Society. While it does include maintaining good grades, it represents a lot more than just keeping the A's and B's. Scholarship is defined as learning or attempting to learn at a high level. It's about pushing yourself, and therefore this pillar represents our commitment and drive to continue learning. Scholarship inspires us to improve and always give our best. Mistakes will always arise and present obstacles, but our drive to better ourselves will help us grow and learn from our mistakes. There are many challenges in the world today and in high school that causes obstacles and challenges, but our members have never failed to lose their drive. We have always continued to strive for our best, and that's why we are sitting here tonight. The countless hours of hard work never go unnoticed. Whether we realize it or not, we face countless challenges every day. For example, rearranging schedules, studying late at night, and multitasking. We're always putting hard work into everything and never giving up. Sometimes it seems easy to find the easy way out of things, but the drive instilled in our members by the scholarship pillar will never fail to motivate us to give our best in every situation. This drive has led us to where we are today and will continue to lead us into a future full of success. No matter the path we choose, we will always have this drive to always give our best. The scholarship pillar has given you the drive to be here tonight because of our commitment to hard work. It is my hope that all of our members will never lose this drive. In every situation we face, we must always give our best and never fail to better ourselves. If you fall behind, run faster. Never give up, never surrender, and rise up against the odds. I will now introduce my fellow executive member, Ava Graves, who will be speaking on leadership.
Thank you, Tanjeem. In the recent years, the definition of a leader has been blurred, smudged, and smeared. We have lost what it truly means to lead those around us. As members of the National Honor Society, it is our job to redefine such an elemental part of the organization throughout the words and actions. But first, we must understand what leading is. The idea of a leader has been misconstrued. It is not the person who speaks the loudest or has the most ideas. It is the person who amplifies the voice around them, who speaks up for the ones too shy to, who does the right thing, not for validation, but because it helps those around them. They listen to what others have to say. Think of the people who have guided you throughout your life. What about them sticks out in your mind? Was it how they lent an ear when no one else would? Was it how they encouraged you in your goals? How they expressed joy at your successes, not contempt or jealousy? You were chosen for NHS because you exemplify such qualities. Each of you are natural-born leaders for the way you express yourself and treat others. You must continue to embody these values such that they can be passed down to the next group of leaders that will represent both the society and Washington Township. We must carry these standards with us as we navigate through our lives so that we never lose true leadership. I will now introduce my fellow executive board member, Gianna Torrey, who will be speaking on service.
Thank you, Ava. The third pillar of the National Honor Society is service, which is one of the key components of what a National Honor Society member truly embodies. Service is the act of contributing your own time and work ethic to your community and never anticipating anything in return. Service is centered around selflessness, along with helping others without compensation and finding new approaches to positively impact your community. Success is not only improving yourself, but also improving life for others. The members of the National Honor Society spend countless hours weekly in schools showing their commitment to academics, along with dedicating their time to extracurricular activities. Still, within a busy high school schedule, these students are still putting in continuous hours to lend a hand within the community. Within the school year, we find numerous ways to give back. One of the main nonprofit organizations the National Honor Society members take part in is helping our fellow classmates through peer tutoring. Other ways we give back is through donations to various groups. Some examples are shelters, stockings for soldiers, and food pantries. Though these are the ones I have listed, there are multiple more. As members of the National Honor Society, we are committed to contributing whatever skills are necessary to help. We give the donation of time and effort into the community in several different ways. While undertaking the act of service, we continue to exemplify all the pillars of the National Honor Society. I will now welcome my fellow executive board member, Abby Thomas, who will introduce the last pillar, character.
Thank you, Gianna. As a member of the National Honor Society, you understand the importance of good grades, leadership, and community service while maintaining an influential character. The fourth pillar, character, impacts the way you behave towards your peers and how you hold yourself. According to Webster's Dictionary, Character is defined as one of the attributes or features that make up and distinguish an individual. By being here tonight, each of you have demonstrated good character in one way or another. So what does showing good character entail? It has to do with making good decisions even when someone isn't watching, and being able to guide yourself through life based on the experiences you've already been through and your own personal judgment. Character can only be achieved by living a life while upholding the ideals of respect, integrity, and responsibility. It is entirely up to an individual how they choose to portray themselves. But most importantly, our character is the foundation of not only our education, but our life. Our decisions we make based upon the character we stand will determine the future for us. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of a true education. This quote reminds us that while our character is developed through life experiences, we also have to thank those around us, our educators and our relationships, for helping mold a good character that will benefit us for life and help us achieve accomplishments such as this. I wanted to end this speech with a thank you to all of our NHS members for evolving the character you have within all 4 pillars. Your commitment to not only demonstrating, but growing your dedication to not only demonstrating, but growing, does not go unnoticed. I would like to thank you all for being here tonight and constantly showing the qualities of what it takes to be in the Honor Society. Please welcome Executive Board Member Alexis Thompson, who will introduce our keynote speaker.
It is my honor to introduce the keynote speaker for tonight, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes, a Villanova University alumnus, has had the expansive understanding in chemistry. With a bachelor's degree in chemistry and an education certificate, Mr. Holmes began teaching fresh out of college. After 2 years in another district, Mr. Holmes brought his talent to Washington Township High School in 2001. Mr. Holmes is a valued member of our district. He is not only a staff member, he coaches girls tennis and golf. Mr. Holmes is a husband to his wife, Tricia Holmes, Birch's principal, and is a father to 2 daughters. Mr. Holmes and his family participates in many school and community events. It is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you so much, Alexis. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. It is my honor and privilege to be addressing this great crowd. And I certainly want to start off by thanking our NHS advisors, Ms. Malloy and Mrs. Ackley, for what certainly was a ton of work in recent months to make this happen. And also thanks to our dedicated students up here on the stage who serve on the NHS Exec Board for all their efforts and planning, and for thinking of me as a worthy keynote speaker. I will do my best not to disappoint. And finally, much appreciation and thanks to the members of the Washington Township administration team for supporting our NHS chapter and for attending tonight to recognize the noteworthy accomplishments of these students. So over the years, I've had the fortune to listen to some of my colleagues address this crowd on induction night, and each speaker found their own way to emphasize a theme with personal connection that was rooted in the 4 pillars of NHS. And I won't be straying much from this approach, as I do believe the most impactful things for me to communicate tonight are those qualities: scholarship, character, service, and leadership. NHS does not have a singular, shallow set of requirements. It is not just a good grades club, and it is not just a nice person community. It is an organization that recognizes students who are already secure and continuing to excel in all 4 of these areas. I hope you find my version of this speech to be relatable and motivating. Let's start with scholarship. Congratulations, everyone. You are all smart. You have been blessed with high-functioning brains, and you have spent the last 17 years or so exercising those brains. Keep it up. At times you might not want to admit it, but each of you genuinely enjoys learning. I hope you continue to embrace the joy of learning and that you never shy away from new learning opportunities. Furthermore, I trust I hope and trust that you follow your intellectual passions as you pursue your post-high school goals. Some advice now. Focus on learning from other people. I feel many teenagers are reluctant to invest in people-to-people learning and are too comfortable with independent learning strategies. Guys, it's the humans in your life, not the textbooks or the technologies, that are your greatest resources. Bill Nye the Science Guy once said, "Everyone you will ever meet knows something that you don't." Well, despite my excitement about the elements of scholarship, I actually believe scholarship may be the least impressive and least important of the 4 pillars. Stick with me here, okay? The rest of my speech is going to focus more heavily on leadership. I believe that leadership is the consummate NHS pillar, and that authentic leadership highlights not only scholarship, but also character and service. It's been my experience that the best kind of leaders are not only highly educated, but also display honorable character traits and have active service tendencies. Let's start with character. It's on display 24/7. You can't fake it. It's what you see when you look in the mirror, and it's what you feel inside of you when you filter out the opinions of others. It's actually harder than you think to define character. And people's opinions on what the best character traits are often vary. At an early age, I found clarity and perspective on the meaning of character through the words of legendary basketball coach John Wooden. Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. Service, on the other hand, is much easier to define and agree upon. Most people can recognize service actions when they see them, and most adults, including myself, regret not finding more ways or better ways to serve. To me, the foundation of true service lies in some short adages that we've all heard before. Lead by example. Actions speak louder than words. These are 2 of my favorites. Simply put, we all just have to stop and take the time to remind ourselves of civic duty and the value of helping others who are in need. It costs nothing to be kind, and it sure does feel good when you act unselfishly and with empathy. The words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. summarize the magnitude of service perfectly. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? At this point, I'm hoping 2 things. Number 1, I hope you're still awake. And number 2, I hope maybe you've been thinking about some recent situations where you've recognized the impacts of these qualities in your life. I'm sure you have. But if you need help, stop and reflect on the events that unfolded in a recent Monday Night Football game. That night, we did not witness the supreme athleticism and competition that was expected. Instead, those watching witnessed amazing leadership. It wasn't planned or practiced, and it certainly was authentic. A collection of individuals who woke up that morning not expecting to be heroes succeeded in saving a man's life thanks to honed qualities of leadership, character, service, and scholarship. In conclusion, our society depends on the next generation of leaders to be well-equipped and authentic in these areas. I'm challenging each of you to be open-minded and ready. No matter what tomorrow or the next day brings, you will encounter numerous opportunities to step up and lead. If not you, then who? Jack Welch, former CEO of General Electric, states, "Before you are a leader, you must grow yourself. But when you become a leader, success is all about growing others." Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to recognize that you are ready to grow others. Prepare yourself for those moments where you can assertively take charge, those moments when you can motivate and inspire and encourage. Trust that you are well equipped to lead with confidence and purpose. Millions and millions of small acts of leadership can transform the world. As you continue in life's journey, will you inspire and motivate others for the greater good? I know you will. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Holmes. The past 21 years you have spent at Washington Township High School has made a positive impact on the students and the staff. You are leaving a lasting mark on our school. The next portion of our program will honor the senior NHS members, both those inducted last year as well as those being inducted this evening. Senior students were given the opportunity to honor a teacher or mentor who had a positive influence on their educational experiences and who they feel represents the ideals of the National Honor Society. As their names are being called, they will walk across the stage to meet their sponsor, who will confer the National Honor Society stole over their head.
Abigail Aguilar, to Nicholas Guerreri, 7th grade social studies teacher. Mr. G cares about creating a fun and safe learning environment for his students. He is so supportive regarding kids' goals and aspirations, and I'm so grateful to have had him as my teacher. Caitlin Alquist, to Crystal Glora, cheer coach. I have known Coach Crystal since I was 13 years old. Coach Crystal has been a true mentor to me and has helped me grow into the person I am today. She has taught me so many life lessons that I will forever remember. One of my favorite quotes from her is, "You should never put your head down unless you're looking at your shoes." She's always lifting me up and reminds me that I can do anything I put my mind to. She always pushes me to be the best I can. I cannot thank her enough for all of the love and support that she is giving me. She is funny, caring, and is the biggest heart for all of her kids she coaches. I am beyond grateful to have had her as my coach for the last season, and I'm excited to enjoy every second. Rain Andrews, to Natalie Beretta, teacher. Throughout my school journey, there has never been a teacher as patient, understanding, and kind as Miss Beretta. I could be so stressed over a test, but she still manages to put a smile on my face. She shaped our class to all become so close with one another, and I am so honored to have her as my NHS sponsor. Haley Aquino, to Melissa Lesky, teacher. I chose Miss Lesky as my sponsor because she has taught me that I am capable of doing so many great things. From college essays, story time sessions, and going to her classroom to get snacks. She is always there for me no matter what. She consistently strives for her students to be successful, and she has helped me become the person I am today. I'm beyond grateful I get to have an amazing teacher like Miss Lesky in my life, and I will always carry what she has taught me after high school. Joseph Bacher, to Calvin Spencer, teacher. Mr. Spencer has been there for me ever since before high school, guiding me as more than a teacher throughout my journey as a student and musician. He has taught me so many valuable life lessons, and because of his band program, music will be a big part of my future. Joshua Baggett, to Lexi Mariona, teacher. Senora Marioni is like a second mother to me, and in a lot of ways, she treats me like one of her own children. She encourages me through all of my ups and accomplishments, academically, personally, and emotionally. Whether it's just getting so excited over passing a test she saw I was studying so hard for, or being so proud of me getting into the college of my dreams and almost doing cartwheels in celebrations. She reminds me all the time how proud she is of me. But she is also there for my downs and obstacles, and always there to offer guidance, an ear to listen, or a shoulder to cry on. She's always there to put a smile on my face or tell me one of her crazy life stories to distract my mind. She goes out of her way to make sure I'm okay, and I'm not. She tries her hardest to make me feel better or do everything in her power to help me, because that's the type of person she is. I look forward to going to her class, even on a hard day, just because the atmosphere that she creates in her room is just one of that instantly brightens your day. The laughs that we share in her classroom are genuine and endless, and I'm so grateful to have that kind of place in school. I enjoy our long conversations about life and the lessons you pass on to me because of our experiences. Senora Marioni has taught me so much during my time in high school, not just academically, but as a person. And with everything you have taught me, I hope to carry with me to college and beyond. I'm so grateful for everything she has done for me. You have far ascended beyond simply just my Spanish teacher. You have become my family. Sophia Botswick, to Michael Dempsey, teacher. My junior year, Mr. Dempsey welcomed all of his students with a Mount Rushmore activity, and I instantly knew that this was going to be an interesting class. From that day on, Mr. Dempsey has always been there to talk to, from math to superheroes. Even though I'm not the best calculus student, he never stopped trying to teach me. So while his Mario Kart skills are a little shaky, he makes up for it by being such a rad dude. Thank you, Mr. Dempsey. Francesca Berkwin, to Candace Miraz, teacher. Miss Miraz represents all 4 qualities of the National Honor Society. People like her are truly amazing because she is not selfish or apathetic. She inspires me every day and is always there when I need someone to talk to. Miss Miraz creates an extremely positive impact on my life, and I can't thank her enough for being in my life and helping me all throughout my high school experience. Olivia Brett, to Glenn McNichol, coach. I met Glenn 5 years ago when he became my softball coach. To this day, he has taught me mental strength and has always kept me positive. Glenn has been by my side through all the crazy times and is an amazing mentor. I'm thankful every day that he has become my coach. Morgan Brewster, to Jill Graham, teacher. Frau Graham has made learning fun and has always made every student feel welcome and important through her caring personality. She helped me become a better student and person. Lauren Brookstein, to Megan Foster, teacher. Mrs. Foster is an exceptional person and educator. She is kind, organized, and passionate about the discipline of psychology. Her passion and enthusiasm inspires her students, including myself, who wants to follow in her footsteps and pursue a meaningful career and future. Abby Brown, to Joe Sikowski, choir teacher, music director. Mr. Z has always been a big role model and someone I look up to. As both a music director and a teacher, he's taught me so many important life lessons. He is always someone I can go with about any problems that I face, and he always knows what to say. He helped me find my strength and learn how to be confident in myself and my abilities. I want to thank him so much for everything he's done for me. Victoria Capone, to Shara Yan, Interact Advisor. Mrs. Yan has been my Interact Advisor for the past 4 years. I joined her executive board my sophomore year, and I fell in love with her personality. Though I was never actually in her class, I saw her almost every day, and she has never failed to put a smile on my face, especially my senior year, seeing her in my homeroom every morning. I chose her as my sponsor because she has always believed in me and my abilities and has given me the encouragement to be the best I can in and out of Interact. Thank you, Mrs. Yan, for being such an inspiration to me. I love you. Samantha Carbone, to Calvin Spencer, band director. Mr. Spencer has been my main inspiration for the past 4 years. He has gave me the environment that felt like a true home and somewhere where I could practice my passion of music. Without him, I would not have been able to push myself into achieving my goals and continuing my high school marching band career. He has taught me not only how to be a better musician, but also a better person. He has been the person that would bring me up, not only on a bad day, but also on a good day. Using his leadership skills, he has taught me how to lead the marching band as drum major. With everything he has taught me over the past 4 years, I have become someone my younger self would be able to look up to and a person that can be confident when it comes to achieving their goals. I will never forget all of the important life lessons Mr. Spencer has taught me, and I cannot wait to thank him enough. Giovanna Castellan, to Lexi Marioni, teacher. She has pushed me to be better in everything. She has opened my mindset with her experiences, and she makes class fun and comfortable. We have gotten closer over the past 2 years. I have had her, and there's no better person to ask for than her. She is determined and tells us to never give up, no matter what. Jessica Castorina, to Amanda Hamer, counselor. Ms. Hamer has been extremely helpful in assisting me with all my goals and expectations in high school and college. She has been the best counselor and a great friend to chat with. I'm going to miss our talks, and I'm so grateful to have had her by my side. Christopher Clune, to Will Kemp, soccer trainer. Coach Will has made one of the biggest impacts in my life. Not only has he trained me for soccer for the past 6 years and taught me everything I know, he has been so influential in my life, teaching me so many new things and making me into the person I am today. I appreciate everything he has done for me. He truly has been like a second father, and I don't know what life would be without him. I am excited to make more memories in the future and thank him for all he has done for me. Michael Coppola, to Andrew Holmes, former teacher. Mr. Holmes created the best possible environment during chemistry junior year. Whether it was through our conversation about our favorite sports and teams we've never agreed on, go Celtics, or what big event we wish to attend next, he was able to create such positive energy every single day. I don't think I would have made it through my grueling task of chemistry without his incredible efforts and attitude. You're dedicated to your students is immeasurable, and I hope you realize the impact you made. Thank you for never failing to brighten my day and continuing to inspire me to follow my dreams, both inside and outside of the classroom. Emily Crean, to Shara Yan, Interact Advisor. Mrs. Yan dedicates her time making the biggest impact she can on our community. She not only successfully leads Interact Club, but she lightens up the room when she walks in. She is always optimistic and never lets a challenge get in her way. Ms. Yan is someone who forms valuable connections with her students. There's never a time where she isn't there to support and encourage them. Ryan Crowley, to Lexi Marioni, teacher. Mrs. Marioni has been my freshman, sophomore, and senior year teacher. She has been there for me through all of my highs and lows. She has been there for me whenever I needed advice or needed a good study hall debrief. Thank you for everything you've done for me, Senora. Kyle Crozier, to Mike Baylock, trainer and teacher. Mr. Baylock has taught me what it means to work hard and the benefits of always helping those around you. He always helps and encourages me to be better every single day, whether it's in training or in the classroom. Brandon De La Puente, to Shane Snyder, soccer coach. Coach Snyder has left me with one of the biggest impacts he can leave as a student or an athlete. He helped me trust myself and my teammates on and off the field, and he always brought positive mojo. Whenever I see him either on the field or in school, he brightens everyone's day with his upbeat attitude and his excitement to see you. Thanks, Coach Snyder, for these memorable years of high school. Veronica DeLuca, to Megan Foster, teacher. Mrs. Foster has truly been an impactful teacher in my high school career. She pushes all of her students to be successful academically, but also understands the hardships of being a teenager. The thing that makes her stand out the most to me is that she commiserates to her students and is willing to give extra help to the students that need it. Ms. Foster is caring, a kind human being who has made an impactful on students she has taught, including me. Herschel Drew, presented by John Savarese. Sophia Diaz, to Samil Prasad, teacher. Mr. Prasad has left a lasting impact on me since I had him in 8th grade. I could always count on him to be there for extra help, a conversation about Marvel, or to hold the door open for me with a smile while I was running late to class every day. As my humanities teacher, he prepared me for the last 4 years of my life, and I am forever grateful to have had him as my teacher. Thank you, Mr. Prasad, for everything, and don't forget about the game. Jason de Blasio to Michael Schatzman, Coach. Coach Schatz has had an impact on my education by always helping me with schoolwork if I needed it. He also would always check my grades to make sure I was doing my best. Coach Schatz is an amazing person and represents all the qualities of the National Honor Society: character, service, leadership, and scholarship. I am so thankful to have him in my life. Thank you for everything.
Jordan de Napoli to Nicole Vanier, counselor. I chose Mrs. Vanier as my sponsor because she has been a great counselor to me since freshman year. Anytime I needed help with anything, especially this school year with lots of college questions, I knew that I could go to her and get the advice and help that I needed. Last school year, she told me about a club she runs, Peer Outreach, and it turned out to be one of my favorite clubs that I am so glad I was able to get involved in. She has always inspired and motivated me to be the best possible student that I can be. Kimberly Doe to Kathleen Hudak, teacher. Madam Hudak has made learning such an enjoyable experience during class and during French club. Though it was challenging at times, Madam Hudak's style of teaching always made it easier to understand, and the positivity that she brings to the classroom never failed to motivate me to learn French. I am very appreciative of the hard work she has put into making class something to look forward to. Isabella DeLude to Leanne Hall, teacher. I chose Mrs. Hall because she made learning fun for me. She was always there to help and support me whenever I was having trouble in her class. She is the most kind person and would even try to attend all of her students' high school games. She's truly the best person and teacher ever. I am so glad I got to have you as my teacher. Holly Dime to Krista Scardino, Welch, teacher. Mrs. Scardino has been my favorite teacher throughout high school. I have been lucky to have her for both AP History junior year and AP Psychology senior year. I would like to thank you for always trying to make learning fun, even when it's hard. Mrs. Scardino always had her door open for my friends and I to come in and debrief our days and listen to all of our crazy stories. Thank you for being someone I can always laugh with no matter the occasion. You have made a big impact on my high school experience and helped me realize my love for psychology. Thank you. Ryan Fitzpatrick to Kevin McNamara, advisor. Ever since my freshman year, Mr. Mack has helped steer me in the right direction for high school. He has been a great advisor for Interact and a great mentor for me while I have been on the executive board. On top of all of this, he is funny, personable, and great to talk to, whether it be for advice or just about something random. Thank you, Mr. Mack. Casey Gazinski to Julia Pedersen, swim coach. Julia Pedersen has been one of my biggest supporters and a best example of someone who I can look up to. She represents qualities of the National Honor Society by expressing her strong character, service, and inspiring leadership. Julia has always put people before herself and does anything she can to make others happy. I hope to continue to follow in her footsteps as I pursue life. Alyssa Galelli to Brianna Baud, previous guidance counselor. Mrs. Baud has been a support system since the start of middle school. She has pushed me to succeed and helped me become the person I am today. Thank you for our endless conversations about school and life in general. You are the best. John Garazzo to Michael Wong, teacher. Throughout school, I struggled with math. Going into statistics, I thought I was going to have a really hard time, but Mr. Wong gave me the confidence and taught me the right skills to succeed. Shaquille Gibson to Jill Graham, teacher. Frog Graham has been my light from the day I've entered the high school. Every single day, she has continued to go above and beyond to help me be the absolute best I can be. Even after I dropped her class, she wanted to fight me, of course, but even then, she has always been my #1 supporter, and it means the world to me to share this honor with her tonight. Love you, Frau. Ava Graves to Jen Natal, coach. Not only has Coach Jen shown me how to be a leader, but she has also shaped me into the person that I am today. She has taught me so many life lessons both on and off the court. Coach, thank you for everything you've done for me and for being here tonight as my sponsor. Billy Haggerty to Jill Graham, teacher. Thank you for being a great teacher and mentor. I enjoyed coming to your class every day for the for the past 3 years. You always made learning German enjoyable. I appreciate you always being so thoughtful and caring. Daniel Hartong to Angela Cardamone, teacher. Mrs. Cardamone helped me find my love for biology in 9th and 11th grade. She helped me understand and take interest in the subject. I am now planning to major in biology in college. Christian Heil to Calvin Spencer, band director. Through Mr. Spencer's band class, I learned not only the notes on the page, but the song of life, the sporadic tune we live that has ups, downs, and is full of expression. Life has everything from blazing symphonies to somber blues and the really annoying bits where the conductor pauses and the audience claps. Through band class, I've become both a better musician in person, and Mr. Spencer has always been both my hype man and a shoulder to cry on when I needed it most. Thank you for being a 100 band director. Jackson Heil to Lieutenant Colonel Beth Ann Lumpkin, teacher. Colonel Lumpkin has been my teacher and mentor for the past 4 years. Since my freshman year, she has always seen the potential inside me and pushed me so that I could be successful. She has given me countless leadership opportunities to accept throughout my time in high school. Without her guidance and encouragement, I wouldn't be nearly as successful as I am today. Thank you, Colonel Lumpkin. Maggie Hunt to Amanda Brewer, elementary school art teacher. When I was little, I never thought art could be my job until I met Mrs. Brewer. She showed me a passion for creating and opened my eyes to the world of art and its impact on people. Her class was the reason I started to draw more, and now, 10 years later, I am committed to Savannah College of Art and Design. I don't think I would have achieved this or be the person I am today without Mrs. Brewer. Thank you, Ms. Brewer, for everything. Xander Jackson to Abby Malotsky, teacher and drama director. Ms. Malotsky helped me through so much in my first 2 years in high school. As I was dealing with mental health problems, she was always there like a second mother to me, and she does that for all of her kids. Ms. Malotsky was a big part of who I am today, and I don't know where I'd be if I had never had her as a director. She treats all of her kids like her own, and she always knows how to cheer someone up. Thank you, Ms. Malotsky. Colin Keene to Rich Boswick, coach. Mr. Boswick is a prime example of who I would like to be as a person. He has a way of improving people's lives in more ways than one. Although he is tough most of the time, I know it's because he cares and wants the best for not only me, but everyone he coaches. Boz is not only a great coach, but also a great man who finds a way to sneak humor in the most serious of situations, and by far the best storyteller. Catherine Kim to Amy Melson, choir director. I admire Ms. Melson and the care she took when coming into the choir program at our school after a director who was loved by his students. She is kind and considerate, and even has the students referring to her as Mama Melson after a short time being here. Ms. Melson's dedication and positivity shows through her everyday teaching, and I am very grateful to have her as my choir director this year. Ryan Cozy to Jennifer Babliano, third grade teacher. My third grade teacher, Mrs. Babliano, was a big influence during the time of my mother's death. I always look forward to seeing Mrs. Babliano at school with her positive attitude and bright smile. Her continuous support during that time helped me when I needed it the most. I greatly appreciate everything that she has done for me until now. So, Ms. Babliano, thank you. It is my honor for you to be here tonight as my sponsor. Callie Krupa to Sawmill Prasad, 8th grade humanities teacher. Mr. Prasad was my 8th grade humanities teacher, and I will always remember his class and the impact it had on me. Transitioning from 8th grade to freshman year was scary, but he made it a little easier by making his class a safe and open environment. This year, the students from that class made it a point to vote for him for Teacher of the Year. He ended up winning the award, and it is so well deserved. Thank you for all you've done for me, and I'm so honored to have you as my sponsor. Jake Lafferty, presented by John Savarese. Evan LeCompte to Leslie Kaiser, teacher. Ms. Kaiser was the first person who came to mind when I had to choose a sponsor. She truly showed me what it is like to have a fun learning environment while knowing when to lock down and get things done. Many of my high school memories come from her classroom. Her positive energy every day, even when she wasn't feeling the best, gave me the motivation to be better. I would like to thank Madam Kaiser for everything she has done for me and my peers. Annalee Tahin Ju, Coach. Coach Ju has been a part of my life since I was 8 years old, coaching me in Taekwondo. Throughout the years, he has always believed and supported me in all aspects of my life, whether it be school, work, or Taekwondo. He has taught me to strive towards becoming the best version of myself and continues to encourage me to push myself and to put in the best effort. He's my role model, and I am grateful to have someone like him that I can look up to. Grace Leonard to Dr. Greg Muselli, family friend. I chose Dr. Muselli as my sponsor because I believe he embodies all 4 pillars that National Honor Society is based off of. I've known him all of my life, but it wasn't until middle school where I actually developed a relationship with him. I can honestly say Dr. Muselli has touched the lives of every kid who goes through Bunker Hill Middle School, including mine. He leads by example, showing every student respect, encouraging them to be their very best, and showing them grace when they fall short. Dr. Muselli continues to encourage and support me in my pursuit of my future goals. Gianna Lucidonia to Kathy Sandusky, teacher. Miss Sandusky is one of my new teachers this year, but she has brought so much fun and laughter into my days here at school. Miss Sandusky has not only made AP Literature fun and enjoyable, she has made it feel like a family. She has helped me in several ways than one, such as writing me recommendations, helping me tweak my college essay, and has always been a pillar of support. Miss Sandusky is one of the most understanding and caring teachers I've come across, and the time spent in her class will not be forgotten by anyone. Sydney Ma to Michael Wong, teacher. When I think of a teacher who has had a positive impact towards math, but my education in general, is Mr. Wong. Mr. Wong made math easy. He takes time to make sure his students are on the right track, and his shortcuts boosted my confidence in his class. Mr. Wong has helped me improve my skills drastically. He makes learning math fun and easy. Overall, he's always positive and sarcastic with his students, and I hope everyone can get a chance to have Mr. Wong as their teacher one day. Taylor Ma to Kristen Mears, teacher. Mrs. Mears has had a positive impact on my education because she would always offer help when needed, like retaking a test or extra help when needed. I can tell by her character that she is hardworking, warm, welcoming teacher that is always willing to help any student or staff in need. As she did to me my junior year in her history class, she puts in a lot of effort and work to be a great and positive role model on my education and has the qualities of being my National Honor Society sponsor.
Gabriella Maletta to Mary Howard, teacher. Miss Howard has made a significant impact on my education. When I had Miss Howard for anatomy, it was my favorite class and I have ever taken. She went above and beyond in her teaching, and her passion showed through all her lessons. Miss Howard helped me find my true passion for medicine and gave me more confidence with my goal to become a doctor. She was a supportive but hard teacher that I feel prepared me for college. I am so grateful that I got to learn from Miss Howard. Nadia Marchetti to Megan D. Avella, teacher. Over the past 2 years, I've had Miss D. She's become more to me than just my jewelry teacher. She makes every bad day better and truly cares about her students. Whenever I need help with anything, I can always count on her. Anywhere she is becomes a safe and welcoming environment. I am so grateful that I took her class and grew this relationship with her. Lauren Marmon to Josh Olive, coach. Olive has been a coach in the soccer program for the past 2 years, and my track coach the 2 years before. He always made me excited to go to practices and games. His constant positivity and encouragement in the program has made not only me, but the rest of my team motivated to work hard and make the best out of our season. I am extremely grateful to call him a great coach and role model on and off the field. Jackson McCrae to Ashley Pearson, teacher and advisor. Miss Pearson has been there for me since I stepped into her classroom the first day of school my sophomore year. She was not only a great teacher, but is also a fantastic mentor who helped me realize my love for journalism. I owe all my future career success to her and cannot thank her enough for all she's done for me. Sophie McCrae to Jordan Kolna, coach. Jordan Kolna has been one of my coaches throughout my 4 years in girls basketball program. Coach Kolna has taught me what being a leader means and has given me confidence on and off the court. She's extremely hard worker and shows what true commitment is to our program. She has had an influence on who I've become, and I am grateful to call her my coach and friend. Erin McGarvey, presented by John Savarese. Colin McLaughlin to Linda Lepresti, teacher. Miss Lepresti is a very kind woman and truly cares about her students. She always took the time to ask me each day how I was doing. If I ever needed help, she would sit down with me and make sure I understood it before leaving. I am truly grateful for Miss Lepresti and how kind and caring of a woman she is. Lily Molnar to Shannon Malloy, teacher and advisor. Miss Malloy has not only showed me how to excel in leadership, but be the best version of myself. I will forever be thankful for all of the guidance she has provided me throughout my years. I am so lucky to have such an inspirational and amazing mentor to look up to. From her daily good mornings in homeroom to her Star Wars obsession, she always puts a smile on my face. Miss Malloy has touched my heart, and I will never forget all of the valuable lessons I've learned from her. Melanie Montalvo to Robin Dime, teacher. To say that AP Physics C is a challenge would be an understatement. As a transfer student who is still getting acclimated to this school, Miss Dime has done her very best to make me feel welcomed and comfortable here. I will never forget the teacher who welcomed me with open arms during her free time to help me expand my knowledge for the better. Her confidence in me being able to solve a problem makes me believe I am capable of so much more. Miss Dime's care and support will forever be something I carry with me. Tangine Morshed to Leslie Kaiser, teacher. I've known Madame Kaiser since freshman year. She has always been supportive when we had a tough time learning a new topic. Since we came back to school after COVID, she always ensured that we felt comfortable in what we were learning and felt confident. She is one of the most caring teachers I've ever met. She always checks up on me after hearing I had a bad day. Madame Kaiser always encourages everyone to participate in class and help build their confidence, which has helped me immensely. I am fortunate to have had Madame Kaiser as my teacher. She has helped me grow as a person, and I will use what she's taught me after I graduate. Charlotte Mole to Leanne Littleton, dance teacher. Miss Littleton has been nothing but an inspiration to me my life. She believed in me when I did not. She pushed me to limits I could never thought I could achieve, and she has led me to success and never let me down. Miss Leanne, thank you for everything you have done. I truly appreciate you and what you have done for me. Love, your favorite student, Charlie. Anna Mahihu to Madame Cedrone. Teacher, I will never forget the 3 years spent in Mr. Drone's French class. During a very traditional and challenging time in my life, Miss Cedrone could always make me smile with her witty humor and faith in me to achieve great things. Miss Cedrone is a perfect representation of character by her devotion and patience in her teaching. Thank you for always being there to talk fashion, old sitcoms, and more importantly, encouraging me and many others to pursue our interests and try our others in everything we do. Caitlin Murphy to Joe Zukowski, teacher. Mr. Zukowski has been an incredible influence during my high school years. He has taught me not only how to sing better in a choral setting, but how to be confident and humble in everything that I do. I will miss going to Mr. Z's office to say hi and ask for advice, but I will never forget the life lessons he has taught me. Thanks to him, I am ready to rock in college. Isabella Nelly to Abby Molotsky, teacher. When thinking of an NHS sponsor, I thought of who would represent a resilient, determined, kind mentor in my life. The first person to come to mind with all of these traits is Miss Molotsky. Miss Molotsky has shown me what it's like to be strong, have confidence, and believe in myself. Not only has she taught me valuable lessons, but she illustrates to others the importance of using your own voice and being unique to yourself. Miss Molotsky has provided me with the best advice, and she has always been there to listen when I am in need. I am so blessed to have Miss Molotsky in my life and thank her for all she has done for me. Stephen Nguyen to John Baselli, teacher. Mr. Baselli demonstrates everything students need in a teacher. His way of teaching are familiar yet unique in his own way. He builds relationships among his students, which only encourage them to do better on their part. He'll always separate time out of his day to aid his students and keep the class entertained. He's everything a teacher could strive to be. Celine Ozdemir to Leslie Kaiser, teacher. Madame Kaiser is a teacher all the students are friends with. Madame always made an effort to make us feel equal to her. She talks with respect, and it never goes unnoticed. She fills her classroom with so much joy and comfort. She can easily detect the mood throughout the classroom, and specifically for the bad ones. She is one of the few teachers that reach out and get in touch with me on a personal level. She has made an effort to be there in times of need. I am beyond grateful to have such a role model and mentor like Madame Kaiser in my life. Mia Pagliarini to Christina Richardson, teacher. Miss Rich taught me to look for the good during stressful or bad times. She has been telling me it's your year since I was a sophomore, and I truly believe that because of teachers like her, this year it will be. She is a constant light of joy and positivity that I hope to be for others. So thank you, Miss Rich. D4 loves you. I also want to give a huge shout out to Miss Gardino for doing the same thing for me and turning every bad day into a good one. I wish I could have done both teachers up here tonight. Both of you mean the world to me. Sean Parchesti to Corrine Dowdell, yearbook advisor. When I learned that Miss Dowdell was going to be the yearbook advisor last year, I was told that I was going to love her and that she was amazing. What I didn't know at this moment was that I would form an amazing relationship with her. Miss Dowdell is the type of person that can always find humor in situations and always provide great advice. I have always felt welcomed and embraced in her office, which often means I find myself visiting her and Miss Thomas at any free point during the day. I am so glad that I had a mentor like Miss Dowdell to be one of the yearbook minions. Daniel Pashut to Ariel Comer, teacher. Miss Comer has always done her best to make sure everyone is having a positive experience, whether it be inside or outside the classroom. She always made an effort to understand student situations. She inspires me because she believes in me, always pushing me to do my best, supporting my aspirations, and motivating me to never give up. Miss Comer, I appreciate you always having my back. Cecilia Petta to Brianna Bald, former guidance counselor. Miss Bald, what can I say? There have been so many reasons why Miss Bald has made a positive impact not only on my education, but in my life. She's helped me discover myself as an individual. She's helped change my way of thinking and outlook on life. Miss Bald's passion to help others sometimes goes unnoticed, but today isn't just about me. It's also about recognizing an amazing mentor. She is one of the many reasons I want to pursue my career as a psychologist. She impacted my life through her encouragement, passion, leadership, and positive attitude. I will forever be grateful on her impact on my life. Kaya Popola to Bianca Gatto Moore, teacher. Miss Bianca has been my dance teacher for 15 years. Not only was she my dance teacher, but she also babysat me for many years. She is someone who I've known my entire life and who I've watched me grow up. She taught me how so much over the years that I will carry with me throughout my life. She's always had a smile on her face and a funny story to share that can make anyone laugh, even on the bad days. She is always there for her students and willing to help with anything. Miss Bianca is someone who has greatly impacted my life and who I will remember forever. Angelina Post to Ariel Comer, teacher. Though many individuals have impacted my life, the one that stood out to me was Miss Comer. She's helped me inspire others while also representing the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society. I had Miss Comer's sophomore year for Algebra 2. Being one of a few sophomores in that class, she taught me it's okay to stand out. She had challenged my knowledge with complexities of equations. She had taught me that though math consists of numbers, it is so much more. Therefore, I will continue not only my mathematic excellence, but with excellency in other subject areas as to keep myself engaged and continuously challenge my truest potential. Samantha Prey to Kristen Mears, teacher. Miss Mears is an amazing teacher who helps her students no matter what. She's a great teacher who cares about her students. She helped me so much this year. Bailey Ratcliffe to Lieutenant Colonel Beth Ann Lumpkin, ROTC instructor. Colonel Lumpkin has always been like a mother to me. She has always been there for me. She's seen me at my worst and at my best. She only saw the best in me. She has pushed me to strive for what I deserve. She never fails to put a smile on my face and make me feel loved. Jack Ragone, presented by John Savarese. Jacqueline Reeves to Zachary G. Zergowski, teacher. There is no such thing as a boring period in Senura's classroom because he always knew how to make the class enjoyable, whether it be singing on the tables or dressing up as Santa for our film projects. Every morning for 2 years, I would walk into Senores D's classroom with a smile on my face, ready to learn. He has challenged and pushed me to become the very best and helped me reach my full potential. I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to be his student for both my freshman and junior years. I do not know where I would be without him, and I thank him for making Spanish so much more than a language. He really is one of the best teachers here who truly cares for one of his students. Isabella Regabuto to Jen Natal, Coach. I've known Jen Natal since 4th grade as my teacher and now as my coach. Coach Jen has been an amazing coach throughout the 4 years I've played for her. She always had faith in me and is very supportive. She always knows how to push me to be positive and believe in myself on and off the court. Coach Jen has influenced who I am today, and I'm extremely grateful I had the opportunity to do the one thing I love most with a coach like her.
Sean Reynolds to Sarah Czar, Guidance Counselor. Despite being new to this school, it didn't stop you from being a great counselor from day one. I was able to get to know you pretty quickly and well with our meetings. I could tell how much you cared about my situation and have been a great help to me. You've been sympathetic, sweet, kind, and encouraging to me, and you've supported my goals for the future. Thank you very much for being such a great guidance counselor, a great staff member, and most importantly, a wonderful person. Zachary Rink to Jennifer Montano, teacher and mentor. Mrs. Montano has proven to be an extremely caring teacher as well as a friend to all of her students. I first had her as U.S. history teacher during my junior year of high school. I immediately fell in love with the atmosphere she set in her class. She wasn't afraid to be bold, loud, or straight out wacky. Welcoming every student, Mrs. Montano was never afraid to get personal with helping a student perform better. It was her mission to ensure she could do everything for a student to give them the tools and the need to pass. My junior year was one of the hardest years of my life emotionally, and Mrs. Montano's class never failed to cheer me up. Honors U.S. History was the only class I looked forward to. She could tell when I was upset and would do anything in her power to make her feel better. Her cheerful smile, warm personality, and constant nagging is ultimately what convinced me to take her AP Economics class. The class is a challenge, but a welcome one, so long as I know I have a teacher like Monty in my corner to help me. Gavin Rogers, presented by John Savarese. Kathleen Rodriguez to Ian Hoblitzel, teacher. I first had Mr. Hobb for orchestra in 4th grade when I started learning how to play the violin, and from the beginning, he has been and continues to be a major influence on my growing love and passion for music. He always provides support and encouragement, and through his actions, it is evident how much he cares about all of his students. He has inspired me to pursue a career in music education, and not only has helped me to develop as a musician, but he has a positive impact on my character and motivates me to do everything to the best of my ability. I am so fortunate to have had Mr. Hobb as my teacher for several years, and I will forever be grateful for all he has done for me. Ava Ryan to Jessica Kelleher, teacher. Ms. Kelleher has been such an influential and impactful teacher during my high school education. She has supported me and given me the confidence to excel as a student. Ms. Kelleher has helped me find a love for learning through her positivity and encouragement. Thank you, Ms. Kelleher, for always supporting me and pushing me to be the best student that I can be. Emily Ryan to Erica Fareno, teacher. Ms. Fareno is the reason I was inspired to go into accounting. Even though math is not my strongest subject, I was frequently absent last year. I thrived in Miss F's class because she taught accounting in a way that I could understand. And when I didn't understand, she was always there to help me. Miss F made it a point to make sure all of her students were given what they needed to succeed, and she went out of her way to help us all. Even outside of the classroom, she helped me by doing my hair at DECA and talking to me when I was going through a hard time last year. Thank you for everything, Ms. Fareno. I miss having you at Township. Haley Sacco to Brianna Bald, past guidance counselor. Ms. Bald has been my role model since Bunker Hill. She helped me achieve some of my goals, like starting my own mini honor society at middle school. She taught me how to run a club and the efforts that went into making your dreams a reality. I wish her the best at her new job this year, and I'm so thankful she was at me with Township throughout most of my education. Darius Santos to Ian Hoblitzel, teacher. Mr. Hoblitzel has had a positive impact on my educational experience. From the beginning as a member of the freshman orchestra to now as a member of the chamber orchestra, Mr. Hoblitzel has contributed to my growth as a musician. His dedication, kindness, and ability to see and bring out the best in his students exemplifies what it means to be a good teacher. He creates opportunities for his students to improve their musicality by scheduling various gigs, performances with college students, and with other professional musicians. Mr. Hoblitzel is a positive role model for his students, and I'm thankful I have had the opportunity to have him as my teacher throughout my high school career. Juliana Shivani to Stephanie Noor, coach. Coach Noor has been an excellent mentor for me, both on and off the softball field. I have been lucky enough to have had Coach Noor as a teacher as well. She has always pushed me to achieve my full potential in both roles. Coach Noor has an amazing personality and a positive attitude that brightens everyone's day. I could not be more grateful to have her as a role model. Emily Schwartz to Donna Pancari, club advisor. Though I haven't known her for long, Miss Pancari has made a huge impact on my life. She's given me a safe place to voice my opinions without any fear of being ridiculed. She has made me a better person in the last 2 years. She continues to serve her community and me through her leadership in our school. Thank you for giving me a voice and making others feel safe to express their opinions. Kenneth Smith to Philip Badalena, Young Life Leader. My friend Phil, what a guy. Phil has had a tremendous impact on my life. Ever since meeting him last year, when he became my Young Life Leader, he's taught me so much about myself and about God. Phil truly represents all of the qualities of character, service, leadership, and scholarship. He's given up his time and put so much effort into building me into the man I am today. He's taught me how to be humble, to serve with a loving heart, to be persistent in wanting to learn, and to be a leader to others through the love of Christ, because all of these things matter and most. Thank you, Phil. Taylor Spann to Brittany Mason, teacher. Describing Mason's character and morale wouldn't do her justice. Mason is unbelievably selfless, giving, intelligent, strong, and a huge inspiration to me. Mason has been there when I truly needed some positivity in my life, and has always been a bright light to look up to when feeling low or discouraged. She played a huge role in my life with my advocacy work and provided the tools on how to do it successfully. Mason goes the extra mile to be the best version of herself to help those around her, and it shows. For example, one time she went out of her way to pay for my meal on a student council trip. Nonetheless, this is just one of the many examples that shows Mason's character and how caring and kind-hearted she is. I'm so grateful to have her in my life as a role model, teacher, and a friend. Thank you, Mason, for all you do. It doesn't go unnoticed. Angelina Stanfa to Lauren Palashia, coach. Lauren has been my high school gymnastics coach for the past 4 years. Not only has she pushed me to do my best, but she has also given me advice and taught life lessons that I will remember forever. Through all my ups and downs, Lauren has supported me and kept my spirits high. Thank you so much for shaping me into a better gymnast and a person and helping me gain confidence in myself and my performance. I'm so glad I chose to be a part of this team. Carly Sullivan to Kirsten Smith, teacher. Mrs. Smith has been by my side through many things these past couple of years. I felt super connected and comfortable whenever I was in her class, even if we were online one year. I will admit, I really only took both her animation classes just to have her as my teacher again. I'm so glad and so thankful to have her. Thank you so much, Mrs. Smith. Ryan Sullivan to Leanne Hall, teacher. Within the first week of my junior year, I knew Mrs. Hall was going to be one of my most influential teachers. Whether it be her flamboyant, uniquely personalized outfits or yearning to know every student's interests, Mrs. Hall stood out as a teacher. Her dedication goes above and beyond to make everyone feel welcome and included. Her teaching has significantly altered the course of my academic career. Thank you, Mrs. Hall, for everything, including helping me pass chemistry. Abby Thomas to Kevin Parker, teacher. Mr. Parker has supported me through my entire high school experience, whether it be with academics, word of advice, or talking with me and my friends at lunch. He made coming to school a positive and fun time for me. Alexis Thompson to Jeffrey Hood, coach. Sergeant Hood has been an influential person to me the past 4 years. He has never seen me in both the academic and athletic world and will never stop believing in me. His confidence warrants me the courage to aim higher. I will always cherish talking about volleyball and ROTC with him, going to his desk during the day for a chat, and laughing at all the ridiculous stories he tells. I will forever be grateful for all of his support. Gianna Torrey to Costa Zucalis, teacher. Mr. Zucalis has been my teacher for the past 2 years, and he is one of my favorite teachers. Mr. Zucalis greatly represents the pillars of National Honor Society: character, service, leadership, and scholarship. He has taught me so much in anatomy last year and AP Environmental Science this year that I will continue to use in my future college studies. I always look forward to going to Mr. T's class, whether he's going to have a story to tell about his Cub Scouts or yell at someone for not reading the textbook. Mr. Zucalis is a great teacher, and I will always remember his class. Haley Trost to Natalie Taylor, teacher. Mrs. Taylor has been my teacher both sophomore and senior year, and I always found myself excited to go to her class. She is not only supportive and helpful in her classroom, but cares so much about the student activities outside of her school. Her involvement in the school, especially for our senior class, is something I've always admired about her, and I know it can't be easy. Math has never been my favorite subject, but I'm thankful that I am able to look forward to her class when she is teaching. Faith Wall to Stephanie DeSantis, advisor. Ms. DeSantis is the most committed club advisor I've ever met. She spends hours planning and doing things to make FCCLA the best club it can be, even if it's stressful for her. Joining FCCLA has been the best decision, and my senior year has been the most memorable since joining. She's gone above and beyond for us, given us snacks, and even made us coffee. Ms. DeSantis is the most caring person. She puts her own needs aside to ensure that her students can thrive in culinary. She advocates for students so that they can feel confident in their efforts and what they have created. She also lends a hand to her students, but allows them to create fantastic food through trial and error. I'm not a culinary student, but Ms. DeSantis supported and reassured me when I doubted my abilities. She even lets me help in my sister's culinary class to build my capabilities and be an honorary culinary student. When I'm having a bad day, I know I can laugh with Ms. DeSantis and have a smile put on my face. There are not enough words to express how excellent an advisor and a teacher Ms. DeSantis is and how grateful I am for her. Grace Wall to Jennifer Montano, teacher. Mrs. Montano has had an impact on me in so many ways. I'm so happy I have her as a teacher again this year. I had her for history last year, and I loved her so much as a teacher that I decided to take economics again. Not many teachers could convince me to take a challenging class like economics, yet I felt that I had to have her again. Mrs. Montano is such a great teacher because she's always been there to support me. She believes in me when I cannot believe in myself. I can always count on her to be there when I need extra help or someone to talk to. There is not a day when I do not look forward to seeing her in class. She brings so much energy to the classroom, and she makes her classes so much fun. It has been so great having her as a teacher again this year. I cannot wait for the rest of the year. Emily Wechter to Sandy Stockel, coach. Coach Stockel, thank you for changing my life on and off the field. You've shown me kindness and made me a more confident person. You are one of my biggest supporters in lacrosse and in life. I am so glad you found me on the lacrosse field in 6th grade. Jessica Way to Corinne Dowdell, yearbook advisor. I first met Miss Dowdell during my middle school keyboarding class when she would yell at me not to look at my fingers. Now, 6 years later, as my yearbook advisor, I'm so grateful for all she's done for me. Whether I need to rant or need a good book recommendation, she's there. We've had our stressful moments, but I'll never forget the inside jokes and shared memories that came out of it. You really shine and have been my hero these last couple years. Thank you for everything. Brandon Weiss to Kathleen Sandusky, teacher. Mrs. Sandusky is a bright light in every student's life. Everyone who has her agrees on how kind and personable she is. Besides for being an awesome teacher, she's an awesome role model that inspires me to follow. Paul Welker to Dom Lizio, drum teacher and mentor. Dom has been my drum teacher and friend for years now. He taught me how to have fun and enjoy life to the fullest. I enjoy my time with him, and he always makes me laugh. He pushes me to not only be a better musician, but also a better person. He believes in me when I don't. He's pushed me out of my comfort zone and celebrates my accomplishments. We both share the same love for music, and I know he is someone I can always count on. Alexander Weedman to Amy Carpinelli, teacher. Mrs. Carpinelli is an amazing person who helped me throughout my high school journey. By the time I reached her class in my junior year, I had all but given up on enjoying science. But through her fun teaching, great stories, and the ability to counter any comments with better ones of her own, she has grown to be my favorite teacher. She greatly encourages students to engage in class by making it fun and relatable, and it's a joy to be in her class every day. Thanks for making science so much fun. Olivia Weiser to Ariel Comer, coach. Coach Comer, thank you for making such an impact in my life, especially in field hockey. Your constant support has made me a better player and a person. You always brighten my day and make me laugh, and I am so grateful to have you in my life. Please welcome Jackson Heil and Bailey Radcliffe back to the podium.
We will now begin our induction of our new junior members into the National Honor Society. As the student names are called, they will proceed to the stage to receive their certificate and pin, acknowledging their membership into the National Honor Society. In interest of time, please hold your applause till all names have been read.
Peyton Backish.
Christina Baldazaro.
Tori Barbara.
Isabella Bermudez.
Riley Borkowski.
Annabella Capriati.
Nina Cardamone.
Matthew Carden.
Joseph Carpenter.
Michael Casella.
Brooke Kavanaugh.
Logan Chicario.
Charles Coggins.
Chanelli Cologne.
Jocelyn Connor.
Cecilia Dabrowski.
Justin Dewey.
John Denoto.
Kayla DeTaviano.
Jared Dizragowski.
Lily Angeline.
Georgiana Fitzgerald.
Daniel Forsanito.
Justin Foreman.
Joseph Franchi.
Zachary Gauthier.
Madeline Gleason.
Nora Grace.
Mariah Groff.
Ava Gooley.
Connor Hafto.
Christina Haggerty.
Abigail Haynes.
Yona Harulahu.
Victoriana Hartley.
Alyssa Hengy.
Alexandria Hetzel.
Daniel Hillig.
Peyton Jetter.
Allison Kowalik.
Samantha Krug.
Isabella Cosmal.
Patrick Lant.
Luke Linden.
Nicholas Majuri.
Jessica Martino.
Nicholas McKenty.
Gianna Melhorn.
Francesca Misi.
Andre Miller Bublik.
Eliana Moley.
Sloan Morit.
Talia Morrison.
Eddie Mulvihill.
Garrett Mikalowicz.
Julia Naxon.
Ariana Nelly.
Olivia Nelson.
Kang Nguyen.
Lainey Palmer.
Ryan Palmer.
Chelsea Petro.
Megan Pachowski.
Emily Reed.
Kayla Robinson.
Sasha Roncero. Juliana Shine.
Megan Sheldrick.
John Skevophilix.
Christopher Smith.
Riley Sozio.
Georgia Storm.
Allison Zestowicz.
Jalen Mary Tatum.
Marley Thomas. Gotta call you louder.
Anna Tobler.
Cole Van de Zilver.
Marissa Velazquez.
Erica May Varane.
Ashley Went.
Emily Westenberger.
Brett Williams.
Angela Zellner.
Natalie Zimmerman. Would all the new inductees to the National Honor Society please stand and be recognized? Please join me in a round of applause for all our new inductees. Members, please be seated. At this time, I would like to invite all members of the Washington Township chapter of the National Honor Society to stand. Please join me in reciting our oath of membership by repeating after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way, by word and deed, to make its ideals, the deals of my school, and my life. All members may now be seated. I would now like to welcome Mr. Savarese to the podium.
I want to congratulate everyone. What an awesome job. You know, just really, really proud of you all. So I want to wrap this up, and I just want to thank a bunch of people. So if you hold your applause to the end, much appreciated. So as we reach the end of the evening, we would like to take a few moments to offer our sincerest gratitude to some of the many individuals and teams whose behind-the-scenes work is vital to us as an organization and to helping us make tonight's induction ceremony a success. The WTHS PTO, who helped us purchase the stoles the senior students are wearing tonight. Mr. Jeff Walter and the custodial staff for their support for our program. Mr. Kevin Lindstad and the tech crew who handled the setup stage, sound, and lighting. The WTHS, Air Force, Junior ROTC cadets, and the color guard presenting the colors and assisting with ushering tonight. Mr. Ian Holbitzel for arranging the processional music for this evening. Ms. Teresa Saponero, as well as the entire high school, who gave much of their time and assistance to help throughout the entire year. Mrs. Ann Marguglio has spent countless hours helping to ensure every eligible student is represented through the process. There's not enough words to express how valuable she is to us. The Board of Education, Mr. McGee, Mr. Anderson, all the administrators in attendance, we appreciate your constant support for the program. The Faculty Council, which are tasked with a difficult process in selecting new members every year. We thank you for your commitment and your dedication. To you, the parents, friends, family members, teachers, and sponsors, we offer you our heartfelt thanks. You have continued to show the young people here support, love, and guidance. It is because of you and the continuing impact you have on these exceptional young people that they are seated here before us today. And finally, to you, our National Honor Society members, on behalf of Ms. Ackley, Ms. Malloy, and myself, we would like to tell you how proud we are of all of you. It is evident that each of you, character, scholarship, leadership, and service, are more than just pillars of the NHS. They are a part of who you are. You have continued to impress us with your ability to find creative ways to serve others, how you lead inside and outside of the school building, and with your high moral character. I challenge you, NHS members and leaders of our school and our school community, to continue to put the best foot forward and uphold the principles of the National Honor Society. Thank you.
Ms. Malloy and myself would like to thank our NHS Executive Board, Jackson, Bailey, Tanjim, Billy, Sam, Ava, Abby, Alexis, Victoria, and Gianna for all their hard work in organizing this event. They worked hard and persisted to make sure our organization runs seamlessly. We look forward to creative and innovative ways to continue our community service and leadership among the school. We would also like to thank Mr. Savarese for his help with the National Honor Society. We really couldn't do this without your guidance and support. We want to thank the parents for attending tonight. Seniors, just a reminder to return your stools to the 910 cafeteria before you leave for the evening. Thank you all for coming tonight. Drive safe and have a great weekend.